A man in the middle sneered, "Ha! Don't be fooled by his appearance, what if he's just pretending? He doesn't seem like a good person." This made the two women laugh. "TSK, senior brother is so bitter." "Yes, yes." This made the man called senior brother angrily shout, "You too." They were arguing enthusiastically, completely unaware of a streak of light quickly fleeing across the sky. A woman dressed in a pink long gown and with white wings on her back flew back to her territory, landing in front of a grand hall, thinking to herself, "After so many days of circling, I should have shaken them off, right?" However, she still felt uneasy and looked around, but I never expected Gu Changa to actually give Longting's corpse to his fiancée. She continued muttering to herself, "Maybe I can find a way to use this information to please the Dragon Clan. Let me stop and inform my people, so the family can send reinforcements." In a passageway, 3 people, including Gu Changa, stood together. Gu Changa said, "After being chased for so many days, you finally stopped. Longting's corpse is a valuable item, how can I let you spread the news?" Gu Changa was also thinking, "This can't be done in vain, I must find a way to make Yu Mingkong know." In Gu Changa's imagination, Yu Mingkong's cheeks turned red, and she whispered, Thank you, husband." Gu Changa ordered his 2 subordinates, "Block the city. Kill any outsiders." The 2 subordinates cupped their hands and said, "Yes, master." In the main hall, Third Ant, "Why are you here?" The person called Third Ant hurriedly came over and said, "Schwer, wooer, why are both of you here?" The child with gray-black wings replied, "Third Ant, I heard you went to watch the battle. Did Lord Longting lose?" The child in the yellow dress with white wings said, "That Gu Changa is just a lowly human. What despicable means did he use? Also, what is the purpose of gathering so many people here?" Someone in the crowd shouted, "We are discussing how to avenge Lord Longting and find a way to kill that Gu Changa." Another person said, "A mere outsider like Gu Changa is far weaker than Lord Longting. He must be a vile scoundrel with many tricks." A 2-horned woman added, "I heard that Gu Changa succeeded with a sneak attack. If it had been a fair duel, he would definitely have died." Third Ant just shook her head and sighed, "Stop shouting. Gu Changa's strength is formidable. This isn't something you can resolve by just talking about it." But the crowd continued shouting loudly, "We are so many, each of us an elite. Are we still afraid of him? We must kill him and avenge Lord Longting. Yes. Kill Gu Changa. Kill Gu Changa. Kill Gu Changa. Kill Gu Changa." This surprised Third Ant. She furrowed her brows and said, "You are right, I was there too. That despicable human used vile tactics, and Lord Longting didn't even have a chance to strike before he died with hatred." Applause came from behind. A voice said, "Well said." This startled Third Ant. When she saw that the speaker was Gu Changa, her face immediately darkened. He stood in the back, smiling indifferently and said, "Interesting story, wonderful narration. Let me listen to it as well." A woman in the crowd shouted, "Who are you, daring to break into our territory? Who allowed you to enter?" Gu Changa motioned for silence and said, "With so many friends here, I came personally to visit." "Isn't that polite?" Third Ant turned around and forced a smile, "Young master, you are joking." Gu Changa walked in and said, "What's this? Don't you want to invite me to sit and have a drink?" A young girl asked Third Ant, "Who is this person?" Third Ant's forehead was sweating as she nervously said, "Schwer, don't ask." Gu Changa moved his body as he walked and said, I can already smell the wine." Then, he walked to the dining table, poured himself a glass, took a sip, and said, "This wine is indeed good, containing many celestial fruits." A monster said, "This is our unique wine from the immortal ancient continent. Outsiders like the humans are not worthy to drink it." Another person shouted, "This arrogant human. You are just as vile as Gu Changa. Prepare to face our wrath." Gu Changa leisurely sat down and said, "You are right. Gu Changa is indeed a vile person. And as I know, he particularly enjoys slaughtering the innocent, especially those who conspire against him behind his back. Right? Then, Gu Changa's eyes turned blood red. Third Ant immediately knelt to the ground. Third Ant trembled and said, "Young master, what are you saying? These are all malicious rumors, please. Don't take them seriously. Compared to Gu Changa, Longteng is but a firefly, how could he compare to the bright moon?" As soon as these words were spoken, everyone became enraged, stepping aside and shouting. Third Ant. What are you saying? What nonsense is this? Why are you slandering Lord Longteng? Lord Longteng is the young leader of all the clans in Immortal Ancient. How could he lose to a human? Gu Changa said, "Yeah, what are you talking about? How dare Gu Changa compare himself to Longteng?" This shocked everyone. What? Did he say he is Gu Changa? Gu Changa extended his hand and smiled faintly. "I heard you are looking for me. What can I do for you?" Then, the monsters roared and charged forward. "We've been looking for you, didn't expect you to come right to us. Let's go, take his life." Third Ant hurriedly tried to stop them. "Be careful. Don't be impulsive." Seeing that she couldn't change the outcome, Third Ant shouted at Gu Changa, "Gu Changa, if you have the ability, come for me. I beg you to spare the juniors of my clan." Gu Changa sneered and asked, "Let you go? They wanted to kill me. So, if I let them go, who will let me go?" Gu Changa exerted his power. "It's better to let them all die." The hall was destroyed, and one by one, they were sent flying out, their lives ending. The hall collapsed. In the ruins, Gu Changa grabbed the Third Ant's neck. She pleaded, "Please, don't kill me." Gu Changa said, "You saw things you shouldn't have seen. Tell me, how can you blame me, right?" The Third Ant trembled and replied, "I swear on my Tao heart that I will never disclose it. Please spare my life." Gu Changa coldly said, "Rather than believing in Tao heart oaths, I trust dead people more." Then, the Third Ant and everyone in the hall died. A noisy sound came from outside. What happened? Why is there such a strong smell of blood? It seems like a human cultivator. Quickly, catch him. Gu Changa prepared to enter the passage. Two people appeared and blocked his way. "Stop right there, you bastard." Gu Changa turned around and smiled faintly. "Ah, I've been seen." One of them angrily shouted, "Who is he? How dare he enter our territory, slaughtering innocents? This is too much." Boom! A loud noise echoed. Yuming hadn't appeared yet, but after landing, her subordinates all bowed and saluted. "Welcome, Emperor, out of seclusion." Yuming thought, "This time, my seclusion went smoothly, all thanks to Gu Changa solving my troubles." But after observing him, it seems his attitude towards me isn't as cold as before. Could it really be the influence of his demonic nature? She frowned and continued to think, but in this life, how could he suppress the demonic nature? Perhaps his current attitude towards me is just to deceive me. If that's the case, it's terrifying. Yuming walked towards the cliff while thinking, for someone as smart as him, this behavior doesn't seem unnecessary. But to prevent another tragedy, I must become stronger. She looked toward the sky. Based on the timeline, the day the immortal spirit will be born is near. Right now, only I know where it will manifest. This time, I must get it first. She shouted to her subordinates, "Head to the east, to the Baiheng mountain range." In a great hall of the Tianyin clan, a dazzling orange light burst forth, rushing into He Ming's body. He Ming suddenly opened his eyes and shouted loudly, "In less than a month, I've broken through to the Saint Lord realm. This is all the gift of that supreme existence." He excitedly stood up and said, "Now, almost all the talented elders and disciples in the clan are practicing this immortal technique. Even the two ancestors who just woke up are very interested in it. If this continues, in half a year at most, I will break through to the king's sealing realm and become a famous genius in the Tianyin clan." Thinking of Gu Changa, He Ming muttered softly, I really want to see that supreme existence again. Without him, I might still be a useless waste, struggling to survive. Just as He Ming was feeling proud. A voice called from outside, He Ming. Are you inside? His sister walked in. Because of the immortal technique you offered, the two ancestors have already come out of seclusion and want to see you. He Ming opened the door, feeling uneasy. The two ancestors want to see me? That's right. This is the opportunity every disciple dreams of. But he thought to himself, just after coming into contact with the immortal method, they are eager to see me. Have they discovered that I've hidden something? If the supreme existence is detected by the ancestors, then. However, soon, He Ming's head started buzzing. In front of him, Gu Chang'e's Dharma body suddenly appeared, leaving him stunned. He exclaimed, Is this senior? Is it really you? He Ming trembled and said, if you're here, you'll help me, right? At this moment, He Ming was trapped in an illusion. His sister shook him and loudly shouted, He Ming. He Ming. What's wrong with you? He Ming suddenly snapped out of it and replied, nothing. Nothing, I was just too excited about meeting the ancestors. His sister frowned and said, look at you. Just calm down when the time comes. The ancestors are very nice. He Ming scratched his head and laughed bitterly, yeah. I'm too nervous. In Gu Chang'e's world, he thought to himself, the ancestors of the Black Sky Eagle clan. Have they discovered the methods in the bridal garment immortal technique? But then he smiled slightly. To understand the bridal garment immortal technique, one must at least reach the imperial realm. That is absolutely impossible. Once I control the two ancestors, the entire Black Sky Eagle clan will be under my control. This is much easier than I expected. A series of data appeared in front of Gu Chang'e, with the most eye-catching being, fate value, 35,000 points, bad luck value, 12,000 points. The mall has been opened, and he had accumulated so many points in just an instant. Gu Chang'e said proudly, system, exchange for 4 transcendence Dao bones. The fate value gradually decreased. In a remote mountain village, a subordinate of the Red Spirit Heavenly Maiden said, Brother Kong, what do you think the Black Sky Eagle clan and the Gut Snake clan are up to these days? I feel like they are searching for something. Could it be related to Yi Ning? Miss Red Spirit has been in the ruins for over a month, and there's still no news. He obviously knows something is hidden here, but only let Red Spirit and Yi Mi enter. I think he wants to reap the benefits of others. Another subordinate added, now it seems that Yi Ning's actions are indeed strange. Perhaps, recently, the heir of the demonic arts has something to do with him. The subordinate opposite immediately covered their mouth, signaling silence, and said, Brother Kong Yang, don't speak carelessly. After all, he has been traveling with us on this continent. The Emperor of the Ming Kong word definitely knows about this matter. Kong Yang rebutted, who's speaking carelessly? I have evidence. Think about it, Yi Ling and Yi Ning, don't their names sound similar? What if he's disguised? The person opposite nodded in agreement, what you said does make some sense. Then, the two of them realized something. Miss Red Spirit and Yi Mi Heavenly Maiden are in danger. Someone said, quick, spread the news that Yi Ling is here. Let them follow Yi Ning more closely, and they won't be in danger. Yes, the heir of the demonic arts, everyone knows about him, they won't just sit by and watch. In a deep forest, Red Spirit Heavenly Maiden and Yi Mi were resting under the shade of trees. Yi Ling said, Old Turtle, I can clearly feel it. The location of the Heavenly Lord's cave is in the ancient town ahead. His face was covered with scars, and his tone was as if narrating recent events. It's so strange. No matter where I hide, living beings can still detect my trace. Old Turtle said, do you think, among your group, someone has tampered with something? Yi Ling looked at Yi Mi and Red Spirit Heavenly Maiden. Yi Ling replied, I suspect that too. I want to hear your thoughts. Old Turtle said, in my view, the possibility of me is very low. She has no reason to do that. Or could it be that you're trying to be a hero and save the beauty? Otherwise, why would she be here, chased by countless ancient celestial clan immortals, even having her nine-tailed spiritual energy dispersed? Yi Ling thought, what about Red Spirit? Old Turtle said, if it's Red Spirit, there are more doubts. She trusted me at first and actively helped clear the suspicion of being the heir of the demonic arts. If it's just based on our friendship, her actions are not without reason. But now our whereabouts have been constantly leaked. He must have already known your identity. He has been following you all along, and his purpose is too obvious. This journey concerns our future, you must make a judgment in advance. Yi Ling said, I understand. He sighed and turned to the two women behind him. Chilling, me, the next operation is very dangerous. Our target is too big, it's better to act separately. Me is seriously injured, so she can stay with me. We'll meet up at the ancient town ahead. Chilling angrily shouted, what are you saying, Yi Ling? We should separate at a time like this? Isn't that more dangerous? And you say you'll stay with me, what about me? Yi Ling helplessly smiled, Chilling, that's not what I meant. Chilling Tian Envy stood up, her face full of anger, I knew about the two of you. You've been waiting for me here. Now that the opportunity has come, you plan to kick me aside, right? She yelled at Yi Ling, I thought all along I was helping you, giving up my chances for you. She screamed angrily, bastard. Yi Ling said, Chilling, listen to me. I'm doing this for everyone's sake. At that moment, everyone felt a surge of power coming from the air. 5 monsters appeared, and the leader said, finally found you. The leader shouted, kill them all, leave no one alive. Me was covered in wounds, thinking, Master, the task you gave me is finally completed. Yi Ling turned around and found that the enemy even had a celestial realm expert. He immediately turned and fled, leaving the two girls behind. No time to discuss, we'll escape separately. We'll meet at the designated place. What are you standing there for, hurry and run. Chilling urged, me, go. I'm too badly hurt to move. You just take care of yourself. Chilling turned and fled as well. You few, split up and chase them. The blonde one, I like her. This woman isn't even running, with such injuries, is she resigned to her fate? With this beauty, taking her back as a slave wouldn't be bad. Outsider, if you're willing to submit to us, I'll spare your life. You know how to serve us from now on, right? In your dreams, you're not worthy. Me said, though in her heart, she thought of Gu Changa. You refuse to drink the wine I offer, so take the punishment. Tear her into pieces. The leader gritted his teeth and said. One monster drew a huge axe and swung it violently at me. Me shouted in fury, I am only loyal to one master in this life. Even if I self-destruct, I will never let you humiliate me. At that moment, something fell from the sky, and dust rose everywhere. When the dust cleared, a spear with an incredibly eerie aura appeared. Who did you just say you were going to cut? Gu Changa had somehow appeared behind me. Me happily shouted, Master, I thought you had abandoned me. Fool, it's just a task. How could I bear to let you go to your death? Uwanmi hugged Gu Changa and cried, making him have to comfort her, why are you acting like a little girl? This isn't like you at all. The leader saw the other side openly flaunting their relationship. And immediately became enraged, a mere virtual god realm dares to look down on me. Gu Changa gently picked up Uwanmi, you've suffered during this time. For the master's task, this bit of suffering is nothing. Let's go, I'll take you to heal. Seeing that the other side completely disregarded him, the leader became even more furious and planned to attack Gu Changa. But suddenly, the spear in front of him emitted a strange aura. And countless terrifying monstrous auras appeared before him. Before he could figure out what was happening, he only heard his own scream. During this time, it was likely to disturb Chiliang, the celestial lady, who had previous conflicts with Yi Ling.